Listen, as soon as you're cool, if you don't mind, yeah? Will you go sit down, Janice, please?
Got on her, got the ice cubes out, rubbed herself with the ice, and I'm just going, oh, what have I got myself into?
I didn't sit in here working all day to prepare this for you to come in here and make a scene.
Love bossing me around.
No, I just need you to be put in your place every once in a while, yeah?
I'm not being put in place.
Please have a seat.
I'm having a hot fucking flash.
Please.
I'm menopausal.
Go outside then, yeah?
Okay,
You have a timeout.
I'm 54.
Have the timeout.
Told to sit down.
Yes, he did.
My son, Nathan Fields, he's 23, asked me before doing the show, Mom, can you be really nice this time? Can you show everybody who you really are? You know, well, maybe that's a poor imitation of my son, but I thought, well, if I'm gonna be really nice, people are gonna turn the television off because they wanna be entertained.
No, don't, hey, there's no need for that. There's no need for that.
No. Standard.
Behind the camera, she's a good woman, but just on camera, on Celebrity Come Dine With Me, she was hard work.
I'm just being Janice, and if people don't like me, I'm sorry.
It's funny when you're presenting something on the street because there's always that thing where people want to get on the camera. The best example of this is Nick Robinson.
Here's Nick, about to do what newsreaders technically call going Kaplinsky.
Here is someone who always comes across as so well organised and so efficient. So what extra does he need? Well, he needs to lose his rag, doesn't he?
The protester who filmed this still cowers in a corner when he hears, "Welcome to the news at 10.
You should be ashamed of yourself, mate. You should be ashamed.
It's that sense of anger that I think is the most surprising bit, and really funny as a result.
Shame on you.
If you were sitting in your office and a demonstration of people walked in with placards and you were just trying to do your job, it doesn't matter what they were demonstrating about, it would piss you off.
It was glorious that, you know, in this day and age of sort of, you know, technology, that it was, you know, probably online within minutes of it happening as well. It's brilliant.
You should be ashamed of yourself.
Not remotely ashamed of myself.
Be ashamed of yourself.
Why should I be ashamed of myself?
All them troops dying for what?
Having a punch-up with demonstrators is not normally part of the rule book. I accept that. But on the other hand, it's rather good, isn't it? And I'm sure the public will like him a lot more because of it.
Coming up, a hammy actress gets banged up.
30 days in jail on the first DUI case consecutive.
And a hammy actress gets banged up.
Oi, Gillian, eat another snake. Eat a snake, you hunchy-back Scotch wench. Go on!
It's not fair!
Welcome back to the 50 funniest moments of 2010. Well, we've been reveling in moments like this.
We're all... I'm back!
But this is still to come.
Defendant is ordered to spend 30 days in jail on the reckless driving case, 30 days in jail on the first DUI case consecutive, and 30 days in jail on the second DUI case consecutive. That's 90 days in jail.
Lindsay Lohan suffers from the ism of having a mother and father that stuck her into show business at an early age where she had no childhood.
Child actors in movies are so cosseted. You're surrounded by upwards of 100 adults who are doing everything to keep that person happy and performing. Everybody seems to be your best friend, and then when it finishes, it's gone. It's so false.
If you're a child star and you want to be an adult star, you've got 3 options available to you. You hit 1,000,000 to 1 shot, get lucky, and somehow make the transition remaining in the public eye. Can't really remember many people having done this.
So what happens with the Britney Spears, the Lindsay Lohans, you know, the Christina Aguilera? They act out in their late 20s because they never had a childhood.
I just need to free my mind.
Your other option is sex tape. Because look, I'm a grown-up now, some dude's humping me. Or it's just a blowout for a bunch of years on drink and drugs and, like, just throw it all away. If you're a recovering drug addict who may, just at a moment's notice, go nuts, Well, now we're excited.
You know what, actually, considering what it is, I feel like Lindsay Lohan looked really quite hot in her mugshot. I've seen professional photos of people that don't look that nice. You know, she's still got the pout on, the attitude. She looks lovely. You know, I feel like she's rocking that jail get-up. Yeah, she rocks the jailbird, definitely.
We love, in Britain, reading about other people's sex lives. I think many of the Brits would much rather read about other people's sex life than enjoy their own.
In 2010, golf golden boy Tiger Woods found successfully holding birdies was a bad thing if your wife finds out. His indiscretions came to light when a car accident he had turned out to be caused by his missus, showing she's also handy with a 9-iron. Oh dear, looks like he'll end up in the rough.
And I think he's still a big fat liar.
He's got a gorgeous family, a gorgeous wife, and he goes off and cheats. He had, what, over 37 mistresses? Well, he blew Henry VIII right off the map, didn't he?
So Tiger took a brief sabbatical from feverishly humping MILFs to apologize in front of the world's media.
I want to say to each of you, simply and directly.
Do you know what this apology needs? A fitting soundtrack.
I am deeply sorry for my irresponsible and selfish behavior I engaged in.
The apology was embarrassing and cringeable, and it looked like he'd had about 50 people working on it for 2 months.
I was unfaithful. I had affairs. I cheated. What I did is not acceptable.
And the way it was delivered, it was an obvious, you know, this is what I've got to say, so I'm saying it kind of thing.
I knew my actions were wrong, but I convinced myself that normal rules didn't apply.
I heard a lot of innuendo and gossips about Mr. Woods, the size of Mr. Woods' club, but you'll never get it from me because I keep secrets.
I don't think anybody's ever stopped to thank Tiger Woods for making golf slightly more interesting, because let's face it, it's one of the dullest activities you can sit through and watch.
I actually cheered him when he marked his ball earlier. We watched that.
Now, at least with Tiger Woods, you think, gosh, anything could happen. He might lose it on the 13th hole and just nip off and shag a lap dancer.
Most of the people there watching him only really care about one thing. He's the best in the world. The fact he's had 175 mistresses, no problems.
You know, it's great to see him back, actually.
He's back. I mean, he seems to be at home.
Who knew 18 holes were never enough?
In June, England fans, including Nelson Mandela, were out in force in the belief that we'd smash the USA and take back the colonies.
3-0 England.
We couldn't fail, unless we had some sort of hapless, wank-handed spanner in goal.
I was watching the England game against America, and the classic thing that happens in England games, normally we're given huge disappointment, but it's never right to just give us huge disappointment. First, you're fed the hope.
Here's Steven Gerrard, and England take the lead.
It was the best start they could hope for. Steven Gerrard scored in 6 minutes with a set-up from Emil Heskey.
It's the perfect start.
It's all going very well, and then you cannot believe what happens.
Dempsey.
I feel sorry for Robert Green because he'll always be known now as the fella that probably cost us the World Cup.
Testing Green again. Oh, what an error.
It rolled and it rolled, and we went, he's going to pick up, and he'll get there, don't worry. Can I kick out, pass it? Oh, look, Rooney's making a run. What do you mean the ball's in the back of the net? Oh, for God's sake!
Well, I've dropped many catches on a cricket field in front of 20,000 at Lord's, and I want to dig a hole and get inside it. To do it at a World Cup in front of millions, it's hard to come back from that.
If you're going to the World Cup, surely that's a one of them saves you need to know how to make that simple save.
What an awful moment for Rob Green and for England.
Everybody went, oh.
It was one of the loudest groans I've ever heard in my life.
And then the whole England crowd was like, he ain't playing again.
Rob needn't have worried, though. The papers hardly mentioned his mistake, and the man who crap-handedly cost us the World Cup was typically eloquent in his defence.
It was a genuine mistake, an honest mistake, and, you apologise to, 50 million people back home.
And members of the public weren't bothered at all.
Let's send Green to where Beckham is, to the USA. He belongs in America. Send Green to America, bottom line.